going on, guys? We are live, me and Scrub. We're waiting on the special guest, Luca from Big Blue in the Bronx, to talk about the Jets. But in the meantime, Scrub, let's talk about your team. Your favorite team.
What team? Them blue bums in New York?
Yes, the Blue Bums.
Trash day.
The one with Daniel Jones and no defensive coordinator.
Trash. Oh my god.
Because allegedly he wanted to fight the coach, allegedly.
I wouldn't be surprised on it. Like, listen. I don't even know what to make of it. I just know that Monday came through. Brian Dable did the press conference, said they let go two of the coordinators. They let go two more coordinators after that. Obviously two of the defensive guys. From what it was reported, my understanding is he didn't get to he did this before talking to Wink Martindale.
And then Wink wanted to fight. Allegedly.
Like, bro, you're gonna make this decision. I would think something like this, like, hey, you tell your defensive coordinator this is what's going on. Don't let him get blindsided.
Right. But what do we know? You're just a guy who works at UPS and I'm just a guy in a wheelchair. What do we know? Although we know better than to make discussions without talking to each other first. That's what a good partnership does. Brian Dable, you good for nothing, overweight.
Like my whole
overweight bunk.
And
did I say that out loud? Oh well.
And the defense, well, wasn't like they had moments where they were bad because in a season you go 6-11, and the games you lost the games the way you did. There's enough blame to go around, but the defense was a lot more consistent than the offense.
Yes,
we know this. The defenses kept them in as many games as they could. Some of which they were the reason we lost. Like not solely, but like you could definitely point to the San Fran game because they didn't tackle. Seattle had an issue with, like, there's a lot of those games early on they had issues with tackling. They've had issues with generating pressure too. Of course, you had injuries as well. But as the season got on, they started forcing turnovers. And they get some of those they actually scored touchdowns off of. And
especially against the Commanders.
Yeah, but the Giants own the Commanders. Like, that's why I was so upset last year when we tied with them. I'm like, how the hell did we tie with them? We were supposed to beat them. Now, the second one, like, at the end of the game, obviously, the pass interference call wasn't called because Darnay Holmes was just all over the dude. But it was like, bro, there's no reason we should have tied. Like, we're better than, like, we match up better. We match up against them. We're a better matchup we are more favorable in that matchup than they are, but yet they tied, and this year they swept them.
So
they split with the Eagles. Now, part of that is like, all right, cool, we're playing better, but let's not act like this Eagles team was playing good when you caught them. Let's not act like you really, like, it's cool that you beat the Eagles, but you haven't really found this formula to really say, yeah, we can hang with the Eagles now. Because the Eagles have shot themselves in the foot all these weeks.
Shout out to the channel we watched last night.
Oh, Eagles Elite Podcast? Oh, yeah. They
got the leap.
Oh, yeah, they do a great job.
Shout out to them. Shout out to the diva.
Eagles diva about that. Cool McCain, I think. Dang,
Yeah.
Wyatt. Yeah, they are like, and I get, and that's why I don't have a lot. I'm like, where does this team go? The team still has a lot of issues to fix,
Right. Now,
and a lot of that's offensively because Brian, like for whatever reason, part of that is Brian Dable. Like, bro, your offensive system, you wasn't clicking early on. Y'all figured out something late, but you're a lot of the reason we're in the position we're in.
I agree. Now let's move on to this. Yes, and before I do this, I gotta say, shout out to my guys on Let's Talk Jets Radio and fair use for what I'm about to use. But my guy, Primetime, aka PT, has lost his mind on his last video. Let's get that up. I got it, Scrub, I got it.
You're gonna have to get it because
Yeah, I know. I'm just telling you I got it. On this video, the Jets are 3 steps away.
Are the 3 moves to save the Jets?
Yes,
there's no moves that can save. Let me not say. I don't think they have. I don't think they have the personnel to make, as far as the front office, to make moves that save them.
I agree, but let's play the video on again. Fair use, just in case, and let's get into it.
Behold my jackrabbits, 100% all-white meat grilled or crispy chicken with lettuce, cheese, and sauces.
You gotta love that.
For $3.29, and they're under 400 calories. So if your goal this year was to save money and eat healthy-ish, we got you.
Okay,
The war is heating up.
The old guard think they can keep out the new people with impunity, but
here we go.
What's up, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. If you're out driving in this rain, stay safe.
Hold on, do I need to double time it? Just in case.
I would double time it, save ourselves some time too, because just let him get to his points.
Right. Just checking.
Crazy storms, crazy weather out here right now. Actually waited until I got back to my apartment to do this video. But a quick video here, just looking ahead to the offseason, trying to embrace some positivity around our 2024 undefeated New York Jets. And
you didn't. I don't see nothing. You ain't do nothing.
Usually, all I have to do is do that, and it goes double time. That's weird. All right, guess I have to do it the old way.
The old-fashioned way.
Gotta love the old-fashioned way. And by love, I mean hate the old-fashioned way. But shout out to PT. These are his opinions. I'm just gonna state the fact that I disagree with a lot of it. Especially being undefeated in 2024. You beat a Patriots team who has absolutely no one. Like the song War says, what is it? Absolutely not.
We really gonna celebrate winning one game in the year of 2024 and act like
against the bad Patriots.
I don't care if it was against the best team in the league. Like, we're undefeated in 2024, and what the hell does that mean?
Oh, what?
Yeah, it ain't like it's not like you're actually doing something after this. You're going home.
What is going on with this? This thing is actually. You gotta love YouTube. You just gotta love YouTube.
All right, I think we're just gonna have to listen. What do you want? He wanted Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
What was the other?
I got it.
Sure you got it this time?
I clicked around. I clicked the wrong thing like an idiot. Yeah. I'm sure I got it now.
What's up, Almighty?
Almighty. Hello. Don't know where Luca is. Hopefully he's alright. Shout out to him though.
Yeah, we still.
Waiting on him. Patiently waiting. Waiting nonetheless. Hopefully he's alright and hopefully I didn't get the time wrong. If I did, I feel like crap. But oh well. Alright, let's get to it now. Now that I finally got it.
Hey, I got it.
Okay, Mario. Alright, let's get to it. What? I clicked. Ah, you freaking.
I kind of laugh and joke about, Joe Douglas talks about the team being close away and having to reflect and fix all the mistakes and not make the same mistake twice. There's a part of me that does hear all this and actually tries to convince myself that, what, he's not exactly wrong. And, when you try to figure out, who deserves more.
What? Joe Douglas isn't wrong? First off, Joe Douglas is always wrong. Carson Wentz called. Joe Flacco called. They would have been better than Travis Simeon and Boyle. Tim Boyle. I almost forgot his first name.
Do it matter?
No. I just like to get things correct. Anyway, back to the video.
Blame for the way the season turned out. So Joe Douglas versus Saleh. You can make a very good argument that Joe Douglas deserves more blame, but that long term, potentially Robert Saleh is the bigger issue. I think there's a clear issue with his coaching staff. I think that in a lot of ways, without a quarterback, they absolutely got exposed this year. So if you look ahead to.
But it starts with the general manager. The general manager faked the coach. Back to the video. I just had to get that out. Back to the video. Oh, Jesus Christ. Got a lot of technology.
Offseason, you look at the roster and where they're at, and just from a player perspective, not looking at coaching, not looking at anything else, you can make a very good argument that the Jets have a young nucleus that if they were coached right and they had a quarterback, would probably be a playoff team which the last 2 years. And our outlook, I think, would completely change. So I'm going into this offseason a little bit more optimistic. Obviously, I know the coach is not getting fired, nor is he probably going to make any serious changes to the offensive staff. But you heard Garrett Wilson today on Barton Hahn talking about how Aaron Rodgers is the offense. He unlocks so many possibilities, and the things that you could do with him under center versus Zach and Boyle or Simmons.
It doesn't matter if no one's going to block for said quarterback.
It doesn't, and I don't know why every people act like this is the same Aaron Rodgers. Listen, the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers, actually saw Aaron Rodgers, you know what he was doing? He was going home in a Week 18 game versus the Detroit Lions.
I thought you were in Week 1. I was about to say.
Like, he only played for.
I was gonna say he was.
Gotcha, Alex.
He was getting carted off the field for flaking his Jets career because he didn't want to let the ball go on a simple screen pass. Anyway, back to the video. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
And whoever else you tried out there, it's completely different. The offense was built around Aaron Rodgers for Aaron Rodgers. And I do think the Jets have a 2-year window here. I'm going to keep saying it. I think Rodgers wants to play 2 years. He's motivated. He's got a chip on his shoulder. And he wants to go out there and prove that he can still do this. So I think the Jets have a 2-year window.
He doesn't care. He wants his money. Back to the video again.
When I hear people talking about rebuilding and tearing it all down, I'm like, why? Like, we've gone through how many rebuilds over the last 13 years of not making the playoffs. I cannot, and I said this the other night, I can't wrap my head around the possibility of tearing it all down and starting all over again, and putting faith in Woody Johnson to make the right decisions, hiring a GM, and that guy finding a head coach. Now, is the unknown better than the known? I don't really know. Douglas has some good under his watch, and he's got a lot of bad. And unfortunately, the bad are at places that you can't screw up. Quarterback.
Scrub, your thoughts on that, just real quick.
I mean, listen, you can't get rid of the owner until that's the biggest issue. You can't get rid of the owner. And as long as you can't get rid of you're kind of stuck in this cycle. That's kind of why the Cowboys have been where they're at, why you've seen the Chargers at where they're at, so on and so forth.
All right. let's get back to it.
Position, the offensive line, receiver, as far as every other pick and signing, other than Garrett Wilson, pretty much, and even the head coach. So I don't think all is lost, but I think if anything, 2023 exposed that without a quarterback, this coaching staff seriously got exposed. In all phases. You can say the defense played well. They weren't tested a whole lot. They still blew that 20-point lead to Washington. I don't know what this team is or what their identity is, but I do think that with 3 moves, our outlook could completely change. And so the first move is the obvious one, all the whispers today with Devontae Adams, like himself on Twitter, related to the Jets, or the picture with Garrett Wilson changing his number. And I think this move just makes too much sense for so many reasons. Obviously, he knows the offense, he knows the quarterback, you need another receiver opposite Garrett Wilson, a legitimate playmaker. And, aside from the obvious connections, you're a win now team. And getting Aaron Rodgers.
They're a win now team.
That's what they set themselves up for when they got Rodgers. Look, Jose. I don't disagree with you, but that's the mentality because they wanted to get Aaron Rodgers. They got a guy which meant you had to go all in, and I thought, and you and I made it clear, we think they went all in on the wrong guy, which is kind of why they're at where they're at right now.
Yes. Drop the link in case anyone wants to come up.
I got you.
Well, I continue this video. Again, shout out to PT. I'm just stating where I disagree. Nothing but love for him. Nothing but love for him and Tyson and Tyrone, of course.
Solidify that. You're not looking for the future. You're not saving assets. You're not building for the draft for the future. You're trying to win right now. So if it's possible for a rebuilding Raiders team also to get back draft picks for the future, it makes way too much sense. And I think it's very possible that the Raiders, they know their window is at least 2 years away. So future draft picks for Devontae Adams to me is the first move. Whether it's hopefully you can get him for something other than a first. If it's a first round pick, honestly, I would probably do it. A 2025 first round pick. You figure if Rodgers is healthy this year,
A 2025 first round pick. They are not going to settle for a 2025.
Just one first round pick. I'm hanging up the phone. Don't even.
They are going to watch.
Especially if it's 2025, maybe 2024. But I'm not even but I'm not taking only one pick for Devontae Adams. I need multiple picks. Now you could give me a first and maybe a later round pick,
a third or fourth, something.
But that first is gonna have to come in this draft, not next year's.
This year, as in April.
Yep.
And back to the video.
this is going to be a pretty good team. This is going to at least be a playoff team. So a pick that's somewhere in the 20s for Devontae Adams, to me, that's absolutely fair value. Now, do I think it's going to take that? Possibly not. Hopefully not. I think Devontae Adams obviously has a say in this. Star players, it seems like they can control a little bit more so nowadays where they go. So as long as he wants to play with the Jets, he wants to play with Aaron Rodgers, which I think he does. I don't see why he wouldn't get the best years of his career with Rodgers. And as long as this is where he wants to play and he makes it known to other teams, like, I don't want to be there, I think the Jets gain some leverage and I think they can make it happen. So as long as you're talking about future picks, hard to deal from picks this year when we already lost the second rounder for Rodgers. But if you're talking about future draft compensation to get a player like Devontae Adams in here on a win now team, you absolutely do that. So that's the first move. The second move will probably surprise some people because if you get your receiver in free agency, almost everybody, at least as far as our early mock drafts that are coming out, all have the Jets going offensive line at pick 10. I think it makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be upset if they did that. But I also think you have to see how the rest of free agency plays out. And for me, at pick 10, if Brock Bowers is there, I don't know how you turn that up. Arguably the best tight end in college football history. I mean, the way that this kid's played for Georgia the past couple of years, to get a tight end like that, true number one. And Conklin's good. I think Rucker has a ceiling as well. I don't think he's reached his full potential yet. But Brock Bowers he will be a legitimate starter from day one, but probably within 2 years, probably a top 5 tight end in this league.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. But again, Brock Bowers is not going to protect your quarterback.
As we have our guests here.
Luca!
What's up, fellas? Sorry about that. I had to run a quick errand. I apologize.
You're good.
No,
you're good. You're good.
All good while I have the wrong camera up.
We're just finishing this video from PT. Then I'll get to you.
All righty. Sure.
Okay?
There we go.
Let's get back to it. Let's finish it off. Shout out to PT again.
When you look at the impact that Kelsey's had on Mahomes, you kill for Brock Purdy, even Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, and Kincaid. A valuable tight end is so important. And Conklin, he's only going to have 1 year left on his contract. For 1 year, it'd be great to have 2 tight end sets with Bowers and Conklin both out there with Rucker as your third guy. So to me, that just it solves 2 issues. You need a playmaker, you need help blocking. He does both. So to get that stud tight end that we've been searching for, along with obviously offensive line and quarterback and a number of other spots, we seriously haven't had a true tight end in a very long time. So if they can solidify that at pick 10, and you're talking about a skill position group of, let's just say, for week 1, you got 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, Brees Hall in the backfield, you got Bowers, Conklin, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson. Like, I'm not saying the offensive line's still not important, but those kind of weapons, you can make a lot of things happen. And so the third move, one that I don't want to happen, but I think it's all but inevitable. You listen to the way that Bryce Huff is talking. He wants an opportunity to show what he can do in a full-time role. And I think just with the Jets already knowing that McDonald's going to have an expanded role for next year, it's hard to see Bryce Huff wanting to stay here. But I do think the Jets tag him, they look to trade him, and ultimately try to get something back.
Luca, your thoughts on this?
Well, I heard the video a couple days ago, but obviously Devontae Adams with the Jets, he's going to have ties because they had rumors in the middle of November ties to Rodgers. That's probably, I'm not going to say it's a complete guarantee he's going to come here, but there's certainty there. As for Brock Bowers, I would be against drafting him because we need an offensive lineman. And as for Bryce Huff, he's probably gone.
Yes, but to think you can get anything for him,
of course,
is, in my opinion, absolutely crazy. Because he's Bryce Huff. He's not Von Miller. He's not
right.
Aaron Donald. His name is Bryce Huff. And he comes in third down. Rightly or wrongly, or because of the coaching staff, it's just the facts. You're not gonna get anything for him if you do.
Not through the franchise tag.
It's gonna be a late round pick.
I don't know if it's gonna be that much, but like, yes, he's not a notable name pass rusher like Brian Burns or even an Aaron Donald or anything like that. He's more of the underrated type, so I do think you'll get a team will give up something valuable for Huff, especially that the Jets.
How valuable?
I'd say like a 3rd or 4th round pick, like not a 1st round pick, but like 3 or 4.
But so Huff is an unrestricted free agent.
That is correct.
Ooh, yeah. But see, that's the thing. Like, if the Jets aren't going to actually re-sign him, like,
right,
I wouldn't even use a franchise tag on him. Like that would be a waste of resources, at least in my opinion.
Right. Listen, I agree with you. I think the Jets have went about this pretty ridiculously. What's up to Almighty? I know he has. I'm here.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, regarding that, the Jets have handled this badly because not only did they draft Will McDonald ridiculously and badly manage their assets at the edge position, they drafted. They drafted at a position of need in the 2023 draft. 1st round, they chose McDonald, which they have plenty of edge rushers: Jermaine Johnson, Bryce Huff, Carl Lawson, all of that. Not only that, but they had chances to pay Huff last season. They had chances to pay Huff this season. Nothing materialized.
And let's face it, Will McDonald would have probably still been around in the 2nd round.
He would have. He was a reach too. He wasn't even the best edge rusher available. It was Miles Murphy, Nolan Smith.
See, now that would have made more sense to get like Nolan Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing. Like, there's a bit of concern, sure, but like for him to get as low as he did, it's like,
wasn't it almost the 3rd round?
No, it was almost at the end of the 1st round, but the Eagles picked him up, and it was like,
that's true.
I'm like, dang, the Eagles really made out like that.
Another Georgia Eagle. The entire list: Jordan Davis, Nicole B. Dean. We just mentioned Noel Smith, Kelly Ringo, Jalen Carter.
Yeah, Armin. Like, I know you want.
No,
I know y'all want Adams, but Adam Huffman is nowhere near enough. If I'm the Raiders saying I'm going to trade Devontae Adams.
Huff in the 3rd to the Raiders for. I mean, I would say yes, but again, what will the Raiders ask is the question. What if it's again like with the whole like everybody says, oh, we could get Pittman, we could get Evans, we could get Devontae Adams. It's not a guarantee because there's no stability with this organization, and they're bringing a shitty coaching staff back. Excuse my French.
I was going to get to that, but
yeah, go ahead.
But since Luca brought it up, as you know, my favorite coach ever got fired
Pete Carroll.
yesterday, and while I was sad to see him go, I was also really relieved because that defense had gotten worse and worse and worse for the past 7 years, much like the Jets have gotten worse and worse under Salah. They were better under Adam Gase, and that's scary to say.
I mean, Pete Carroll, to Jose, to be fair, something that I haven't experienced in my lifetime. No Scrub Zero has experienced. He actually brought you guys a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Fortunately, listen, I like Pete Carroll. Again, I'm not closely and on what the Seahawks are doing, but to me, I'm just saying, you know, Carroll has a lot of success in his history. It is completely ludicrous. It's lunacy. It's ridiculous that the Jets are keeping this coaching staff. Meanwhile, Mike Vrabel, Jim Harbaugh's fresh off a college football championship, and what I say, Vrabel, Carroll, and Harbaugh are all available. But you know what we're going to say? You know what, guys, that's okay. We have Robert Saleh. We're all okay.
No, it's because the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. Not Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Bleeping Rodgers.
It's Aaron Bleeping Rodgers, and we gonna win the Super Bowl. Damn it!
Up JETS, mess. Hope all is well,
Come
brother.
on.
I know we
Make sure you hit the like button.
Yeah, please do, my man. I know we'll be back Monday for the live stream, but after I told Alex this, after Monday's live stream, I'm zipping my mouth about the Jets until free agency because I'm the amount of emotional damage they have done to me this season has been, it's like it's ingrained in your mind. Like, you know, there's this narrative on Twitter from the positive Jet fans. You know what? They're starting to get on my nerves because, you know, listen, it's one thing to look at a way. No, they're not trading for Russell.
No.
Not to mention you don't need to trade for him. You just got to sign him.
Of course not.
Well,
Yeah, he's gonna.
Well, once we get to like the
Free agent.
They're gonna cut him.
But yeah, they're gonna cut him. You don't have to give him resources.
But the amount of emotional damage this team has done to me this season, like it's besides the Aaron Rodgers injury, like the ups and downs, it's like
The
offensive line is terrible. Joe Douglas does not. Everybody should be gone, realistically.
Saleh doesn't know how to coach.
Saleh does know how to coach. Jose's absolutely right. Prime Time's for good friend Kyle calls him Sharpie Beard on Twitter. I would happen to agree with that nickname.
Sharpie Beard?
Yes. But
I love it.
It's just a complete disgrace what this organization has turned into. They've justified losing. They make excuses. I mean, just hear the Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh press conferences and look what the players say.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, and it couldn't be more different. You have Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh making excuses, yet you have players like Garrett Wilson and CJ Mosley saying, hey, we're being out-coached. You know, we're as the players, we're putting the effort in. We're being out-coached. It was the worst season of our lives. We have to be better.
We're doing our job. The coaches are not. It's basically what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the coaches. Yeah, Robert Saleh said we did a lot of cool things on offense this year. That's nice. We were dead last. We did a lot of cool things.
Getting our quarterback skilled. You know, that was very cool of us.
Same thing from last year. We said we.
Alex, how are you?
Yeah, Alex is in the chat. But Saleh also said after losing 5 games in a row last year, it would eventually be 6. He said, you know, there was a lot of cool things to look at. He loves to, for some reason, he loves to go out on the media and, you know, try to create silver linings out of such bullshit.
See that's and from my understanding that would be defined as toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. You're absolutely right.
Dude, and I love PT, but
does Saleh actually believe half the shit he's saying? He said
No.
Keith Carter did a really nice job, the offensive line coach. Meanwhile, Becton, Breece Hall, Taylor Lewan, Patrick DeMarco, the former fullback for the Falcons, we're all calling out Carter and talking about how bad of a coach he is. Lewan, back in January, said, you know, this guy runs players down in practice. Gee, that might have to deal with all the injuries we have. Patrick DeMarco, said on Lawan's post, he's not a favorite coach of mine. I could say that honestly. Like, they're not afraid to go out there and criticize this coach, and Jets are like, nah, they're lying. He's a great coach. Meanwhile, the offensive line statistics and the offensive statistics back in Tennessee last year were quite dreadful.
Which is part of the reason Mike Vrabel no longer has a job, but oh well.
True, but it was also a barren roster. Vrabel's actually a leader. Like, even down the stretch of the season, like, he was ranting and cursing at the press conference saying, I'm pissed off. I fucking hate losing. Robert Sala's like, I saw a lot of cool things today. That's the two.
No, he said, I have to look inward.
Yes, he has to look inwards. He has to evaluate, look inwards. My tweet on Twitter, if you want to check it out, it's there. I mentioned all the Saleh quotes in the press conference, and then I posted the one GIF from The Office. We are screwed. I have no hope for next season. I really don't. And then all the fans, they're going to be
Here's what I'll say, at least from my perspective. Like, for the fans that have hope, I'm not going to say no have hope.
I'm going to say it. Don't have hope.
I really want to say, like, don't disappoint yourselves, because we've seen this story before. It was like, if you want to hope, but like, just under. Let me finish.
I warned everyone last year. Do not trade for this guy.
No,
it's not even just about the Aaron Rodgers aspect.
Yeah,
it's the organizational failures from the owner, the head coach, and the general manager. Like, what makes people think that, like, I hate to interrupt you, Scrub Zero.
No, go ahead.
Look at the games the Jets were playing for a playoff spot for last year and this year down the stretch. The Dolphins this year, they got their freaking asses kicked 30-0. And they were one game away from possibly having Aaron Rodgers start against the Commanders and trying to continue their playoff push. So you have that game. You have the Falcons game this year. You have the Raiders game this year, losing to Antonio Pierce, an interim head coach. You have the Chargers game, losing to Brandon Staley. Last year,
you have the Giants game.
They won, but like you saw the issues in that game.
They shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have won. And then you also have, last year, the Seahawk game where they got blown out.
With the playoffs on the line.
Exactly. That's my point, Jose. With the playoffs on the line, the Jaguars, they were completely lifeless. The Lions game where Saleh screwed up time management so badly he wasted like 20 seconds before calling a timeout. When the team has to play for a playoff spot, they lose. They completely do not show up. So what makes people think that's going to change next season?
I don't know. Maybe
I think there's a lot of people who really think Aaron Rodgers is going to make this world a difference.
He's not divine.
No, he's not. But the other thing is that people keep forgetting the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers. Not obviously not this year, but like last season.
I'm still counting this year.
He lost a game at home that could have got his team into the playoffs. His season, honestly, was not all that good. I don't care he was removed the MVPs. Quite honestly, like, Aaron Rodgers is good for being he's good at being efficient. But when you need him to actually make the plays down the stretch in these high leverage games,
he's going to be 40 years old next year. Coming off the torn Achilles. Does anybody talk about that? I mean, I was a guy who was all in on Rodgers, but coming off an injury and coming off, 40 years old, it's going to be. I know Almighty's talking about, I was hyped when I beat the Giants, but like in the grand scheme of things, it's just one of the terrible occurrences that really contributed to the downfall.
Luca, repeat that one more time.
When I said. When it came to the Giants win, I at first I was excited.
Not that.
After that.
How
old Aaron Rodgers?
Hold on. 4-0. Coming off of an Achilles injury. So you can't, to be fair, his abilities they're going to decline a little bit. He's 40 coming off a major injury.
And he's playing at MetLife Stadium. We know the issues with that. He
not-
has an injury history already. Let's
which
not
is
act
not-
like this was the only major injury he's had. Maybe no injury as bad as this, but let's not act like he hasn't had injuries that's knocked him out of years past either. And then you talk about now he's gonna have to he's gonna be rehabbing. Are you going to how many new teammates is he going to be working with as well? The offensive line is still a concern, so how well they gonna protect? Can you actually get enough guys to be functional?
And if
They might have to replace 4 pieces on the offensive line, and I'm not joking when I say that.
And if they're only hold on, let me give myself this solo cap. Give me a second.
I got you.
Sure, Jose.
Right, thank you. If their only answer is David Bakhtiari, they are.
I swear to God, if the Jets get Bakhtiari to start,
Thank you, Scrubs.
I swear if they get him to start, just that would be such a Jets move. You know what? You know what? Let's get all the former Green Bay Packers. AJ Dillon's a free agent. David Bakhtiari is probably going to be available.
Oh, God.
Devontae Adams.
Now, if there is a guy from Green Bay to get, if on the Jets, it would be AJ Dillon.
Yeah, sure.
Because he actually gives you something you don't have that will help your team. A lot of these other guys, though, no. Almighty, the issue with getting two things with Aaron Jones. One, I think you already got a guy who can make a difference in Breece Hall. Well, I guess 3. 2, that price tag. Like, maybe they cut him, but if they don't cut him, like, I don't think that helps you out. And 3, he got hurt too.
He's injury prone. Absolutely
he got
not.
hurt too much for my liking.
Bring back Boyle. Oh,
oh my God.
That whole
now you just be petty,
yeah. You know what the thing is too? Like, Rodgers is going to shine in Hackett's offense. Do we actually know that Rodgers actually shined in LaFleur's offense? Matt LaFleur was doing the play calling. It wasn't Nathaniel Hackett in his gold zone. Y'all remember that from Hard Knocks? Gold zone. The red zone was the gold zone. But yeah, it wasn't a gold zone. It's like
it was a gold, and they couldn't get the goal.
No, it was what I called it. The golden shower zone.
It was the Mirage Zone because they could never reach.
I think Jose's insinuating the Jets pissed on themselves when they were in the red zone, and I think I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Garbage zone.
Yeah, the garbage zone because they was garbage in that zone.
Yes.
And fire Hackett.
Oh my God, yo.
Okay, Almighty, hire Brandon Staley.
I can't with Almighty. You violate out.
Huh?
But after Monday, I'm going to be like done talking about the Jets until free agency, and everybody's going to be like, so much emotional damage. Like they outdid the Yankees in terms of incompetence, which isn't surprising because the Jets.
Wait. That's possible to do.
It
is the Jets, so it's not really that hard to do. If we're being honest,
the playoffs in 13 years. Like I'll tell you this much: I have my expectations for the Yankees because they have incompetent management too. They don't have an owner who cares, in my opinion. Brian Cashman. The Angels. That's true. The Angels have Audie Moreno. And I was just comparing the two teams. I wasn't talking about the Angels. It was more like Yankees and Jets.
Right.
The Angels have their share of incompetence with Audie Moreno, who hasn't sold the team. But you have a general manager who's been there way too long. You have a manager who is like an inch better than Robert Saleh because he has players in a winning record. If you listen to Aaron Boone's press conferences after a loss, he sounds exactly like Robert Saleh.
That's scary.
I saw a lot of good things. That's what it'll be like after a loss. But the Yankees reportedly won.
Or when he gets ejected.
Aaron Boone, that's the only time he shows emotion. He doesn't go after his players. Same thing with Saleh. Saleh just sits on the sideline chewing his gum like a cow. Meanwhile, the offensive line is screwing up or something. He's just sitting there like Todd Bowles.
So how much would it take to get back Joe Girardi? Because at this point, it can't be any worse.
I mean,
I'm not begging for it, but it's like dang.
I love Girardi. I grew up with him watching baseball as Yankee manager. I think his time is past, though, in my opinion.
No, of course, but like, what was the purpose of getting rid of him?
If he wasn't, if the team, I mean, to be fair, you're right. The team has went down because last time the with Girardi, the Yankees were on the cusp of making the World Series. Armin says Luca's not going to be done after Monday. Talk about the Jets because I'm a Texan. No,
oh
no,
my God, don't do that to him, man.
Armin, they've done so much emotional damage to us. Why would you want to make me?
You might need to block Armin. You might need
like,
to block
Armin, you will not be contacted until free agency. Do not worry. We will send your checks in the mail. You just don't have to show up.
Sal, Almighty, you're tripping. Salah's not going to be coach of the year next year. And I'll be honest. My brother said this. Almighty was just talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
If the Jets make the playoffs and somehow give Salah and Douglas an extension, I will go absolutely nuts.
I will break everything in my damn room.
That's something they would do because they'll say, oh, like, let's just say the Jets go next year, and this is my opinion.
You know I'm not kidding.
No, I know, Jose. I know. But I think, this is my opinion here. If the Jets go one and done next year, let's say they go to a wild card and they lose to, I don't know, Buffalo and lose. And the Jets somehow, give applause for that. And, they say, oh, well, good job, guys. You made the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. Let's give you an extension. That will not, to be honest with you, that's not enough for an all-in year. Armin says Yankees fans I don't want either. I don't want Snell. I don't want Stroman. Give me Dylan Cease.
I want Snell. You want
Snell for the Angels, Jose?
Yes.
I mean, he did pitch on the West Coast with the Padres, so it's not insurmountable. It depends if Artie Moreno is willing to shell that amount.
Yeah, of course he's not. He's Artie Moreno.
I mean, that's why Ohtani didn't want to go back.
The only Mexican owner who's ashamed to be Mexican. Did I say that out loud? Oh, well.
Trash.
Almighty says, what if y'all go to... Almighty, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You're right to ask this question.
No.
We're not going to go to the AFC Championship because I'll tell you this.
No.
Everybody in the playoffs.
No, he's...
Coach. Go ahead, Jose.
He's talking about the Super Bowl.
No, he's good. What if you just go to the AFC Championship game?
He said the chip.
The AFC chip.
You're talking about the championship, Jose.
But the AFC Championship game,
we're not going to be there. Because I'll tell you why we're not going to be there. Once you get into the playoffs, everybody's talent is about level. Like, it's varying, but it's level. The coaches have, let's just say Robert Saleh enters the playoffs. He's the worst coach to be in the playoffs out of all he would be the worst coach to be in the playoffs out of all the teams. You have to go up against guys like McDermott, Andy Reid, Mike McDaniel, maybe Kevin Stefanski, John Harbaugh.
I mean, they all better than Saleh, but I don't love none of them coaches. I think you got a bunch of me out. Yo, Sean McDermott need to be on his way out too. How the hell y'all got? Why is Josh Allen playing so bad? I know part of that's Josh Allen. He needs to take care of the ball better. But who's gonna stop him from? Who's gonna save him from himself? Because I know Sean McDermott's not, and his defense that's supposed to be all that great ain't that great. Like, they okay.
The better question is, why is he throwing into double coverage?
Because that's Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Listen, and I'll be honest, somebody made this comparison, and Josh Allen, I've been liking this player lately because this is a completely different sport. He's been on fire lately since this trade. Josh Allen is like Julius Randle.
Oh, God.
Although Randle has played really well this far, but he has trouble in the playoffs. That's still a stigma.
Not the teddy bear.
I don't know if I'd compare him to Julius
Not the teddy bear.
Like, I can see it, I guess.
In terms of IQ.
No. Josh Allen has a better IQ than Julius Randle.
No, it's not Julius Randle. It's just like
it's the basketball.
Julius Randle is just he's just soft. But you can do a lot worse than Julius Randle.
It's true.
Much as I am loath to admit it.
Almighty says Bills might be trashed. I mean, it's a year-to-year league, obviously. You're absolutely right about that, Almighty. But the Jets had the chance this year to make the playoffs without Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't do so. Joe Burrow got hurt. Kenny Pickett got hurt. Justin Herbert got hurt. How many quarterbacks do I have to list?
11 of the 16 teams in the AFC lost their QB.
Trevor Lawrence. Yet the Jets didn't want to make a move at the backup quarterback position with
so
Jacoby Brissett or whoever.
Listen, the Jags, but the Steelers somehow survived. I'll go. Jags somehow survived. The Browns survived. Browns, honestly,
Four quarterbacks.
And the only reason they didn't win that division is because they got that guy Baltimore in Lamar Jackson that they got to deal with. So it's not like you can't do it, but the Jets
want to say "woe is me" and make all the excuses.
Go ahead, Jose.
Yes, Jose.
This past Sunday, Carson Wentz was doing dots. Joe Flacco got the Browns to the playoffs. Those are two guys that were ready, willing, and able to come to the Jets, and instead Joe Douglas was that gift of the dog where everything's like fire, and he's sitting there saying everything's fine with Dan Royal and Trevor Siemian.
That's the Jets. I mean, Joe Flacco's different in my opinion because last year he played like he didn't want to be on the team, and this year the coaching was even worse. So you could put that aside. But Carson Wentz, I would have signed up for. Jacoby Brissett, I would have signed up for. Gardner Minshew, I would have signed up for. Eddie Dalton, I would have signed for. All those guys just cost money. They all cost like.
I don't know about Eddie Dalton, but anyway.
Well, I mean, it's better than the options the Jets have. That's the whole thing. Now, if you want to start talking about would it have been a good scheme fit, all right, that's a different discussion. But
of course,
I mean, if you're just talking about player for player, like all those guys are better than what the Jets had.
Of course.
And I think the biggest mistake was even before y'all got Aaron Rodgers was keeping Zach Wilson.
That's fair. That's a fair criticism. That's fair.
Because after how everything went down, it was like, why is he still on the team?
They were literally. I shit you not. They were literally scared to play him in a meaningless Week 18 game against the Dolphins. Robert Saleh literally said he has to go read a book somewhere.
Do you see? Now that's the kind of thing. It's like, all right, seasons end. If I can't find a trade partner, I'm just gonna have to cut bait because you're not doing yourself or him any favors.
Of course not. Of course not. They screwed up. Like any chance if he had coming back and being a decent quarterback is gone now, in my opinion. With the Jets having him as quarterback, had him as quarterback to Orleans is the fact that the Jets rejected phone calls from Wentz. It's funny because they had that, but they went to their little media cronies and wrote propaganda articles on how much they love Zach Wilson, how much he has the higher ceiling. Meanwhile, the product was not there. So their little love affair with Zach Wilson, we're not stupid.
Maybe he does have a higher ceiling, but it's not going to come from the Jets.
Exactly.
And sometimes you just and I don't like how the Broncos went about it, but the Broncos said, you know what, we just going to move on from Russell Wilson. I think they should have held on to him, but they said, you know what, F it. We don't want let him go. Even with all the cap, all the money they're gonna have to end up paying him, and this is a guy on a rookie contract. You can't just say, you know what, we made a mistake. We gonna let him go.
The Niners did.
The Niners did with what's his name, Trey Lance. Now I think they should have held on to it, but he didn't fit what Shanahan wanted to do. Like how Shanahan wanted to go about his business, he wasn't the ideal fit. I understand that. I don't agree with trading him, but I understand why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jets but this has been the history of the Jets. They'll make a bad decision and then they'll continuously compound that bad decision.
Yeah, they double down. I mean, the Michael Carter they cut Michael Carter. I mean, I get Carter wasn't being that productive. They cut him to, I guess, try to send a message to the locker room, but people actually liked him in the locker room. And then they kept Dalvin Cook, which is interesting because they released him at the end of the season. So it made no sense.
Got the Browns. I can see the Browns got a chance. I just don't. I think Joe Flacco's going to be their undoing. Him and the head coach.
It's a little bit of it's a Cinderella run. I think it's gonna if maybe they win one round, but I think I would call that a success anyway because they didn't have the starting quarterback.
Just getting to the playoffs is already a success. I think.
I got them losing Saturday.
You got them losing Saturday.
Speaking of that,
I got them winning.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, since you're here, let's talk picks this weekend and overall Super Bowl picks. Luca, you're the guest. Let's start with you.
My Super Bowl picks. Well, out of the NFC, I think it's the obvious pick. I think I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. Out of the, some people say it's a bit of a race, but you know what? I'm going to be honest. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to come out of there winning. Get a Super Bowl rematch of Super Bowl 47, in my opinion.
I agree.
I got the Rams coming out the NFC.
Really? I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising because McVay's been there before with Stafford, and I think they have good playoff experience together. Like, I think they're going to upset the Lions this week, in my opinion. I know the Lions are the favorite. They came out of the division, all that, but I think the Lions are going to, be a first-round exit because of their defense.
I don't even think it's going to be their defense. I think it's going to be the head coach.
I think McVay could outdo Campbell, and I like Campbell too.
And AFC, I got the Ravens.
They're unstoppable.
So who do you have winning the Super Bowl? If that's the case, Greg.
I got railroaded by my internet for a moment. What did you say?
Who do you got winning the Super Bowl out of the matchup?
I got the Ravens. I don't until the Ravens out of it. I'm rolling with the Ravens the whole way.
Rams versus no.
Rams versus Chiefs. That would be interesting, but I don't like where that offense is. I don't like where the team, where they are with I think they'll beat the Dolphins because I had less faith in the Dolphins than I do Chiefs, but I don't think they get into the Super Bowl.
Right. I don't know about the Chiefs.
Hold on. The Chiefs tried to get Eric Bieniemy back,
and they got blocked.
Yeah, they got Matt Nagy as the play caller.
Yeah, that's why I think. Like I said, they'll beat the Dolphins.
No, they won't.
No, they're gonna beat the Dolphins.
No, they won't.
I'm sorry. Have you seen the Phoenix Dolphins?
I don't trust Tua in cold weather. It's gonna be like -30 wind chill.
You know that boy can't throw past 30 yards as it is.
What?
And you know they don't play well on the road.
Hold on.
And the Chiefs can still run the damn ball.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 points to that.
Okay.
Have you seen the stupid trick play? They try to run and fail at. And second, do you really trust Andy Reid to call run plays?
I trust Andy Reid more than I trust Mike McDaniel. Not that that's really saying much. But I will take the Kansas City Chiefs at home in those conditions against this team. Against the Miami Dolphins. The Phoenix Suns of the dang on NFL. That's what they are. You know what Phoenix Suns iteration? The one with Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, all offense, no defense.
Hold on. That's an insult to the Phoenix Suns because
no, it ain't. Because they're the same team.
7 seconds. I mean, it was 7 seconds or less with D'Antoni, but the Suns are still even with Booker and Durant. But
hold on.
Exactly.
At least the Phoenix Suns have made it to a
finals.
Yes.
In the past couple of years. That was
I'm not talking about the Phoenix Suns as an organization. I'm talking about Mike D'Antoni's iteration. And that iteration wouldn't worth a damn.
The 7 seconds or less.
And that's what the Miami Dolphins are. So I will take the Chiefs. That's the only game this week. If I was going to bet, that's the only game I'm putting money on.
And doesn't and I
just for the record,
And besides, like the Jets,
I would-
isn't
I would
like
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say like, isn't Tua like only good with both of his weapons and not with just one of them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we know what I think Waddle's supposed to be out. Even if he does play, he's banged up. Hill's banged up. Tua himself is banged up. They got a lot of injuries on defense. Listen,
Just for the,
I'm not saying they got no chance, but it don't look too good for the no.
just for the record,
Mm-hmm.
I also have the Steelers beating the Bills.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, thank God.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Thank
Now
God.
the Bills should win.
Right.
But
like
Jack
that-
Allen's still throwing into triple coverage, and the Steelers can run the damn ball.
That is true. Like I said, that's the one game I can see going either way. Yeah, you favor the Bills, but it's not like people feel like the Steelers are gonna the Steelers got a chance because they run the ball and say what you will about Mason Rudolph. He's actually playing some good football.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Getting bailed out by his receivers, but still.
That's why they're not gonna. That's why I don't think they're gonna win in Kansas City.
No, I'm talking about.
The Steelers.
I'm
I mean,
talking
yeah,
about
right.
Rudolph.
but Rudolph knows what he is. They're actually utilizing him the way he should be utilized.
Jalen Warren should be the number one back.
He really
Absolutely.
should.
Be back, boss.
With how they go about because listen, Najee Harris needs a change of scenery. I
Yeah.
think he could give you something, but I don't
Remember
think it's gonna
LA.
be the Steelers.
He's too much of an east-west runner. He's not a north-south guy.
Come to LA. The Rams or the Chargers?
Oh, the Chargers definitely need it back.
I know, but are they willing to pay?
Oh, what? Spanos? Nah, I don't trust that boy.
It
Nah,
all
I don't.
depends on who they hire as GM too. They still have an open search for him.
Oh yeah, that's right. They are looking.
They
for
fired
GM too.
Kolesko.
Finally.
This from what I heard, it sounds like it's gonna be Belichick. But
Wouldn't
Oh.
surprise me.
Oh.
that
Oh,
I mean,
God,
it's
no.
not like that's terrible, providing that
it is.
if Belichick is not picking the personnel, I think they'll be all right.
But
Yeah.
Now, if he is, you can kiss that goodbye.
all right,
We still got 3 more games.
Absolutely.
let's talk about some positivity for once.
What, we're not going to go through these 3 games, or was the positivity these other 3 games?
Oh, fuck. Let's talk about the 3 games, then let's talk about.
The positivity?
Yes.
All right, so after that, so we got through the first 3. Packers and Cowboys.
Cowboys. Okay, you.
I'm gonna go Cowboys too.
Call me crazy, I got the Packers.
You're crazy.
Wouldn't love over the Cowboys. Interesting.
My only concern with that, though, is the head coach.
Which one?
Well, both of them, but more so LaFleur. LaFleur.
I don't trust either one of them.
I don't trust either of them. But if you said if you had to tell me I had to pick one,
I show
I'd pick.
myself.
That's fair.
I'm not
Right.
sure.
I'd take McCarthy, but that's not saying much.
I shoot myself in the foot.
Understandable.
Right.
But
Some-
the Cowboys should do it, but
I
remember they have no workhorse back. They don't have that guy you can give 20 plus carries to.
Luca, you'll enjoy this joke. I give myself a self-inflicted wound.
So
Why you gotta do that to him, man?
Because I'm an asshole.
I'm used to
In case
laughing.
you haven't
I'm used
realized,
to people laughing at my pain. All right.
Hey, don't
All
worry.
right.
The Giants were in the same boat this year, so there was a lot of that I had to deal with too.
How
I'm
do you-
laughing at my own pain. But the coach is a effing idiot.
You're right about that.
Now, let's get to the next two games.
Ooh, this one gonna be good. The LAMs and the Detroit Lions.
I got the Lions.
I got the Rams.
You heard me. I said I got the
you got
Yams.
the Rams.
I think this is gonna be a close game. Now
Is Hutchinson playing?
he should be,
Then I got the Lions.
but I think they out Laporte. Laporte isn't gonna play.
I
That's
don't
right.
got
care.
Laporta's supposed to miss some time because he had an injury last week.
Yeah, in the game this past Sunday, like damn.
Oh wait, is TJ Watt playing?
Oh, for the Steelers, no, but I still think the Steelers are gonna beat the Bills.
We'll see.
But
I
yeah,
think it's gonna be the Bills personally, but because TJ Watt, like whenever he plays, he's like the heart and soul of the Steelers defense, maybe the entire team. So it's like maybe they lose that and they're
Yeah.
unspirited, unmotivated.
Yeah. Now let's talk about this last game, the Eagles and the Bucks.
you talk about self-inflicted wounds. What the hell happened to the Eagles, Doug?
How the hell did they get blown out like the Giants? Like I know they weren't really playing for anything last week,
Ask Alex.
but they got their asses kicked by the Giants.
Ask
But
Alex.
even then, they're not even as like good as advertised. Baker Mayfield versus
Wait,
Jalen.
no, I have a better joke.
What's that, Jose?
Let's have Alex. Let's have Alex ask him.
Sure. Why not?
I mean, that's true.
That joke is
Oh my goodness.
that joke is never gonna die.
Listen, the Giants. My thing, I there's only so much I can take from that game. Yes, the Giants.
Whoa, what just happened?
I think he froze up.
Yeah.
Thank you, technology. I love it when you do that. Nah, the Giants did some things well. They scored points.
You froze up again.
Yeah, I don't know what is up with this connection right now. They hating on me. They don't want me cooking these Giants. I'm gonna cook them anyway.
Yeah.
Like they did some good things, but first of all, the Eagles have been tail spinning for like the past 6 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
their defense is still terrible.
The defense got worse when
Patricia.
Jack Leonard, too.
I think that's more the pencil pusher because before it was just an issue of like the young guys not knowing where they at. Now it's like no one knows what the heck to do on defense, which is not good. Offensively, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, Eagles fans want him fired.
Rightfully so. He don't know what the hell he's doing.
And he's such a dislikable person. And I know, and somebody reported like a week ago or 2 weeks ago that there might be tension in the locker room now.
That is the truth right now. Like the tech right is just like the damn blue bums, inconsistent as hell.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks pull off an upset. Wait, I can't say that because Todd Bowles is the fucking coach.
Todd Bowles is the coach and Baker Mayfield is the quarterback, but and they haven't been playing well either. But I can't put no money on the Eagles. This is a game I'm not touching no matter what.
No,
I would tell anyone like, yo, don't bet no money on it. Let this one go. Don't take the money line. No.
I just have to say, fuck Philadelphia because I have a bad experience with someone from Philadelphia.
Listen,
Scrub, you know who that is?
Listen. I was a Giants fan that's always fuck Philly. But but in all seriousness, I don't think
because of that person, it's really fuck Philly.
But I don't like either team because the Bucks haven't been really good either.
Right.
Mayfield's too up and down. That defense is okay, but
Mayfield is bipolar.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I really don't like what I've seen from the Eagles. So I take the Bucks.
Jalen Hurts hasn't even thrown this week. Did you see his finger after he left the Giant game? It looked like it was his middle finger, but it looked like ET's finger with that weird jerk in it.
Yeah, and you see that even healthy, I was concerned, but now he's not even healthy because he's still dealing with the knee injury. And Sirianni refuses to run shorter routes. Like, what good is having all these damn deep routes if you guys getting beat up by the time before they ready the guys make their breaks?
ET and the Eagles.
One hit Jalen Hurts takes, and then then the team's gonna have to deal with Marcus Mariota's freaking.
Oh dear God, we know he's trash.
ET and the Eagles have something
in common.
Yes.
What would that be, Jose?
They're both going home.
True.
Now, let's talk about some positivity. Luca. Let's give Luca the solo, okay?
All right.
The solo.
In a couple weeks, your brother, and I believe John.
Yes.
Get to cover the senior.
That's absolutely right.
You lucky bastards, I hate you. I said
yes.
that with love.
Yeah, listen, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. We'll be down there, obviously. Mobile, Alabama. This is a big thing. Senior Bowl. There's a lot more players this year because they're doing undergraduates as well. So even a lot of people like from Michigan are just being dumped onto the rosters. And like we're doing stuff behind the scenes too. It's not only just, going down and scouting. We're doing like today I was doing scouting reports. It's the four of us. It's our good buddy, Bad Takes Brian, as we call him. We have Professor Angry John. We have my brother and myself. We're writing out scouting reports every day. There's over 100 players left we have to do individually. So we really got to combine those scouting reports, do the research, do all that stuff.
Let me know if I can help.
Sure. If you see a prospect that you like recently I did Joe Milton, the quarterback from Tennessee. I did Cedric Van Pran, the offensive line, the center from Georgia. There's going to be more, but it's a lot of research, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be worth it. Obviously, Tuesday.
Has anybody done the receiver from USC yet?
Brendan Rice?
Jerry Rice's son. Has anyone done
USC receiver? Hold on.
Brendan Rice.
Brendan Rice, I think, is his name.
Yes.
I know I watched him in the Notre Dame game.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I mean, Jose must be a USC fan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's also I don't know. No, the guy was from UCLA. John recently did him. His name was I forgot the edge rusher's name now. I'm just blanking, but it's going to be a lot of research, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a hard name to pronounce. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, but in essence, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of former players that go down there. You have Brett Favre, you have Curtis Martin, you have LaDainian Tomlinson.
Brett Favre.
Yeah, you never know who might be stealing down there.
Right.
I mean, it's awfully close to Mississippi. The Mobile's only like a 40-minute drive outside Mississippi, and we're not far from Florida either. But anyway.
Oh, Armin has joined.
What's up, Armin?
Hello, Armin.
What's up, Jose? Scrub Zero. Hi, Luca.
What's up?
What's up,
Godfather?
The Godfather.
Yeah.
Who looks more skinnier, more skinnier than I do.
Tomorrow's 21 months.
Awesome.
And I weigh so far 20 months in, 190 lost.
Very proud of you.
Good job, man.
Very proud of you.
Keep up the good work,
Thank
man.
you. Oh, this is not stopping until I'm dead.
I hear that.
Good for you, man.
I put in more work than the Jets coaching staff.
I believe
not
that.
that that's really hard to do, but
No, it's not.
I believe you.
Oh, Luca, I'm proud of you, Alex, Brian, and John for the Senior Bowl. I need the copy sent to me as soon as you're done and as soon as you're back. Because you guys are my go-to for the college information.
I mean, we're doing scouting reports right now, so I could always, share it out with you if you want. If like there's a certain prospect you like, I was doing the guy but John did the guy Fuaga, who's the third best tackle on the board in the first round. Maybe if you ask him, he can send his scouting report over to you.
Well, I want the information from you guys after you see all those guys.
Of course.
So you have more, more better, well-rounded information to go along.
Of course. We're going to share all with our good friends and obviously Twitter people and everybody else. So we'll obviously be down. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now Armand, the only thing he has to focus on now is the Mets. I'm sure the Penguins are still garbage, but
well, they're the oldest team in the league and they're mid. But you know what? They're more exciting than the Jets. I'll take that for. But yeah, I'm waiting for baseball season. Disappointing off season because we didn't land Yamamoto, but knowing it was Yamamoto or bust, And right now, I look at this free agent class, and after Ohtani and Yamamoto, there's nobody I would give $100 million contract to.
It's true. Me neither. It's a value. To be honest, like how I viewed it, I know you guys signed what's his name, Mania, recently. It's an evaluation year for you guys. What David Stearns is going to do in his first year.
Yeah.
You give him credit. He said, we want our fans to have big expectations. We want our fans, to have those expectations. But he's kind of like going into his first season, his first off season, like Leon Rose did with the Knicks, like signing a lot of veteran guys, not to like any exorbitant contracts. But obviously, you have a young.
He's copying Andrew Friedman from the Dodgers because Andrew Friedman, his first year, he did the same thing. He didn't do big money spending. He took the year to evaluate the whole organization from the farm system to the major league roster. So
Now you have to see what you have in Beatty, Francisco Alvarez. You hope he continues to improve. You have Vientos. You have Ronnie Mauricio going into. He played a little bit of a season last year. He was impressive. So you hope Mauricio continues to improve. You hope Sanga continues to turn into an ace.
My question is, what are you going to do about Pete Alonso?
Well, I would do what I think they're going to do. I think they're taking this. I'll say up to the trade deadline because I think if they're out of it, they're going to copy what the Yankees did with Aroldis Chapman. And if they get a really good offer where they get a high-end prospect in return, they will ship him.
And then you get all these assets to build with more young players. But again, it depends on question is Stearns looking at 2025? Is he looking at 2026? Is the question.
I think he's looking at 2025. He's looking at next year's offseason, next year's free agent list. There's more quality out there, from the pitchers to position players, like you guys with Juan Soto. Like I don't want Luca, you shouldn't want to sign Blake Snell, not just because he's a good pitcher, just because the contract he's going to take, I think, is going to take away from bringing back Juan Soto. Because you can't trust Hal. Hal is not giving you that vote of confidence that he's going to sign Blake Snell and Juan Soto.
He doesn't want. To me, I don't think he wants to go over the $297 million luxury tax. And not only that, Snell's very high risk, high reward. Like he strikes out a lot of guys. He strikes out a lot of guys. He's efficient. He can strike a lot of guys out. He's an overpowering pitcher, but he also had the league's highest walk rate last year, and he's not going to get any younger. So you test that. He's 31 years old. So do you give him big? And the recent thing with the Yankees was, the Yankees gave him offered him $5 million over 5 years, $30 million each year, and he said, "No, I want one more year and I want more money." Do you really go with that? Because Rodon didn't work last year. And I liked Rodon signing, but the problem is, the thing with Cease too is like I like Cease. I think Matt Blake can turn into a decent number 3, but you need to really see the expectations for Cease. Like we're here, they have to be here now because Rodon pitched terrible last year, and Rodon.
I also look at the Yankees. Do you really want to go into the season with a depleted farm system? Because if you're in the mix at the trade deadline, are you going to have any prospects to trade for something that you might need? A bullpen arm, a position player. If one or two guys go down, Cease is going to cost an arm and a leg for 2 years of control. And he just avoided arbitration this year. He's going to make $8 million. So now that adds more value to him because.
I hate to cut you off, Armin, but I have to say something about Blake Snell. As an Angel fan, I don't care. I'm desperate. I lost Otani. I don't have that much starting pitching. I need a name. I'm good going after Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery, who pitched like an ace during the postseason for the Rangers. I'm going after one of them. Whoever.
Okay. Well, can I ask something about the bats outside of Trout? Would you be good with if they brought in Jorge Soler to be the DH?
Yes, I would be ecstatic. Right.
The only thing I'll say is just because I know there's decent, they need a bat to bat behind Trout to help him throughout the season.
Yeah, and Trout hasn't been healthy. Hasn't been able to stay healthy for the past 2 seasons.
And
God, give me strength.
And another thing for like the Yankees perspective with Snell, my friend brought this up, and I kind of agree. I don't know if he has the New York kind of mentality or the right mindset.
Doesn't. He's a West Coast laid back type.
I don't know if Snell mentally is a fit for New York, and you everything you could go with the numbers and all that, but sometimes it's beyond the numbers too. Like, please, and I please ask the Yankees, do not sign Marcus Stroman, please.
No.
Do not sign Marcus Stroman, please.
Luca.
Yes.
I know one person who would be happy if the Yankees signed Stroman.
Who's that, Jose?
A Jets fan who's Puerto Rican. Who's always mentioning Puerto Rico,
Vinny?
Puerto Rico, and playing a guitar.
Vinny?
Yes.
V-Man?
V-Man.
I don't even see his tweets, but I would absolutely be against Marcus Stroman. That dude is not he not only is he inconsistent and older, he does not have the right mindset. He will get booed like hell if he puts on a bad performance in the stadium.
Is Jordan Montgomery an option?
Yes.
He's looking for the Rodon contract. Ooh. So Scrubs, my thing is with the Yankees is the next big contract, like to Snell or Montgomery, from an outsider's perspective, is for me it's because I don't trust Hal, and I brought this is that it's going to keep them from giving Soto the big contract because he's a free agent after next season.
Right.
Because nobody's taking on the Stanton contract. Like, they can't just trade that away. Nobody's taking that off the books. Nobody's taking the LeMahieu contract off the books. I don't trust. It comes down to trusting Hal. So, my question to Luca is, Luca.
Yes.
1 year of Stroman. While I know there's other pitchers out there to sign to 1 year deals, I'm just using for what the report is now. Right. Multi-year deal for Snell or 1 year of Stroman to deal with the bullshit. To make sure that you have a chance to keep Soto. You might have to just say you might have to choke on saying 1 year of Stroman, dealing with the bullshit to have that realistic chance to bring back Soto, because I said before, Hal hasn't given the Yankee fans the faith that he could bring in Snell and bringing back Soto on a big deal. That the next big deal is not going to stop them from signing Soto. He hasn't given you that faith.
Stroman can't be the only move, though. To be fair,
Hold on.
That's fine. Like another pitcher, like it's Stroman and another pitcher on 1 year deals.
What do you want to say, Jose?
Hold on. Let's make this a round table question.
Mm-hmm.
Luca, you said, what was your answer?
He can't be the only move.
Scrub?
I know Armin was just trying to compare the two. Would you rather have 1 year of Stroman? I really don't like Stroman's an older pit. Let me see how old Marcus Stroman is. He's
35.
He's 30,
29,
32.
32.
32? Sorry.
Oof.
I said he was
Yeah.
35. My bad.
I'm
Man.
it's tough because what I want to do, what Hal wants to do is completely
Not the same thing.
Yeah, of course, because ideally I would want to get rid of the Stanton contract, but you ask yourself, who's going to take him? A, B, what assets do you have to attach? It's like
I was afraid. I didn't like the move when we got Stanton. I'm like, why did we get Stanton?
He was a luxury
to appease Jeter, to help Jeter out, because
it didn't help the Yankees. I'm like, we don't need another home run hitter.
I thought the Yanks should have traded for Yelich at the time, because he was a left-handed bat. He could play left field or right field, and he wasn't going to be. While he does have a big contract, it's not as big as Stanton's.
Or the Yankees could have went out there and signed JD Martinez, but the Yankees wanted to get Stanton away from the Red Sox, so there was no possible swap there.
Man, I would have. The Red Sox wanted him that bad. Like, y'all can have him. At least that's what I would have done. But
JD Martinez is now a free agent.
Yes,
and he's like the next version of Cruz, the guy who's reliable and up there in age that can hit home runs.
I think he's going to the Cubs. Last time I heard.
I think I'll be honest. I know Armin said the Mets aren't going to spend big money this year. I think he's a perfect fit for the Mets as a DH.
I agree, but I heard
JD Martinez.
I don't mind JD, but from the Martino report yesterday that they only have $10 million to spend and they're prioritizing the bullpen. Now, he did say in the video that the $10 million is like a soft number, so they probably could go up a little bit more. I just don't know how much more they're going to go up. Like, could they go from $10 million, let's say, to $14 or $15 million to spend? I highly doubt it.
Now, can I give my opinion on?
Sure.
Yeah.
1 year of Stroman or multi-year for Snell?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me a multi-year for Snell. Because Snell's not a fucking head case. Like Marcus Stroman. He's a head case.
You see, if it wasn't for the fact they traded what they traded for Soto, and you still got to make sure you retain him, sure, but that's what makes it so difficult.
That's the point I'm bringing up. Is like the fact is, from an outside fan's perspective, or outside like a non-Yankee fan, the next big contract to a Montgomery or a Snell is going to hinder the Yankees from giving a $500 to $600 million contract to Soto. And the Dodgers with the Ohtani deferrals, God bless Ohtani for doing that to them, or to, and the Yamamoto deferrals, they'll be in on Soto next year as well. And then you got the Mets and Steve Cohen to be in on them, to be in on Soto. San Francisco's going to be in on him. I wouldn't be surprised, Jose, if Artie decides and the Angels say, you know what, 26 years old, hitter onto Soto. Oh yes.
The Angel fans would riot, and not in a good way.
I'll tell you this.
Why would they not want Soto? Is there something that we don't know because he was on the West Coast the past few years?
No, it's the fact that we need pitching.
They never can get pitching the Angels for
And
some
young-
reason.
Like you gotta spend all this money on a hitter, but you wouldn't do the same thing
Just
for a
look at that
pitcher.
Rendon contract.
Yeah.
But the thing I was going to say was, here's what I think will happen.
Mhm.
The Yankees will give Blake Snell the big money. They'll let's say, I don't know, 30. Cole got 36 million. I'll say 32 million over 6 years for Snell. I'll say that's what'll happen. Which Armin, I believe, has a point for. So here's what I think is happening. They're going to sign him. Come off season, the Yankees are going to fail to negotiate with Soto. He's going to walk.
Yeah.
And I think the Yankees PR and their little media friends are going to try to sell the fan base on, well, you already have Juan Soto. It's Jason Dominguez. That's what I think.
Luca or Scrub, because if you're the Yankee fans, correct me if I'm wrong. Does Cole have an opt-out for after next season?
I'll check that out, actually.
No.
I know he has an opt-out in his contract. I don't know when it is. Because
you're right, after 2024.
So like now it's like if he has another Cy Young season, he's opting out because he'll be the number one. Like as much as Burns is going to be on the market and Wheeler and possibly Roki Sasaki, the other Japanese pitcher from Japan, he'll be the number one guy. And the Dodgers would go after Cole. The Angels would go after Cole. My owner will go after Cole. So there's a possibility the Yankees could lose both Garrett Cole and Juan Soto if they were to sign a Blake Snell or a Jordan Montgomery.
I would be very happy.
Don't
Very happy. I would be very happy to get Garrett Cole back in the LA.
Then if that happens, you have to find some way to get rid of Stanton this year. If you are not only risking losing Soto but Cole too.
I think the prospect that it might cost the Yankees is Spencer Jones, the outfield prospect. He's a left-handed hitter. Like you might have to attach him to send Stanton out.
That's a
unless you tell teams we don't want nothing in return. Like you take back nothing to just get the contract off the Bucks. And the only team I could see doing that would be the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants want somebody. I mean, they just
I think. Let's say Soto. Let's say the Giants lose out on Soto next season. Let Soto go someplace else, and the Yankees want to bring back Cole, but they want to get rid of Stanton's contract.
Right.
The Giants might be the team that says we won't give you anything in return, but we'll take on the Stanton deal just to say that they got a bat.
Salary relief. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Listen, they can take him right now. I wouldn't be upset. Listen,
They might be desperate. Scrub, they might be desperate to do that now. They've lost out on everybody.
All right, guys. I have one more question, then I'm gonna end this.
Okay.
After almost 2 weeks after the trade, how do we feel about OG and Anobi?
Honestly, Jose, way better than I expected. He is the first. I don't know if he's the first NBA player. I know he's the first Nick to have a plus minus of 115 after 5 games.
I brought that up yesterday.
Insanity.
I brought that up yesterday.
My initial reaction to the trade was I didn't know how to feel because it is the Knicks and they've done a lot of questionable moves before.
Right, of course.
I knew they were like you had to get rid of Quickly's contract because he wasn't good. Like you were going to move on quickly because he wasn't going to resign. They weren't going to.
Yeah, the Knicks offered him $18 million in contract negotiations, and he said he wanted more, which is understandable.
which is understand. I understand him wanting more. I just understand Knicks saying we don't want to pay him that. So initially, I thought they could have got more for like you train Barrett and quickly. You could have got more, but what they got was really what the team needed. They got Ananobi. They got Precious Achiuwa.
Sure. He's a backup big.
They needed that because Mitchell Robinson. Now it's possible he may be back at the end of the year, but at least as of right now,
that's why the NBA denied his disabled player exception.
Oh, okay. So
they think he's going to be back at the end of the season, which would be good for a playoff run.
Okay, but
is he really?
Oh, dang!
Oh,
we talking about the dang on Tangerine.
Oh God!
Yeah.
We got a Nets fan.
Yeah.
You already listen. I didn't come here to talk about them. I am, however, watching the Bucks game. Dame, pass the damn ball. Come on. so yeah, but I wanted to continue to talk about the state of the Eastern Conference. And listen, it's just a lot of things it's just a lot of things that we already know. We know Boston got 2 Scottie Pippins. We know that the Bucks don't play any defense, man. They backcourt can get killed.
Terrible.
Yeah, very terrible. We know that Philly is a Joel Embiid bubble gut injury away from not getting out of the second round. That pretty much leaves Miami again. Miami.
And New York.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not gonna convince Lee for
no.
I know.
So
if the Knicks,
listen, the Knicks, bro, are second round exit. We all know this. There's nothing that they can do. They don't have. They just don't have enough. They just don't have enough. When I look at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, bro, like a lot of these teams that I just mentioned, last year I think that they proved it. It was almost like last year the Knicks versus Miami Heat was basically like a Deontay Wilder versus a Fury. And the first fight, bro, like that, I think it was the first fight. But like, listen, if the Knicks can't beat them, if the Knicks can't beat them, and Jimmy Butler is reeling, they ain't gonna never beat them. They ain't never gonna beat them, bro. Like, and Jalen Brunson was the best player in that series. It just didn't matter. It just didn't matter because it's the Knicks. That's why, bro. Like, even when they relevant, they irrelevant, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. They're like this team is gonna find a way to let you down and to let down all of New York like they've been doing for almost 50 years. Like, there's a reason why the Nets are here. The Nets only been here for 12 years, bro, and we've managed to pull at least 2 stars, bro, at least 2 superstars before they could get Melo. And like the only person that they've got is Melo in the past 10 years, and in the past 10 years,
And Kevin Durant.
No, he's talking about the Knicks.
No, I'm talking about the Knicks.
Not just New York
but the what a lot of people don't do, what a lot of Knicks fans don't do, is they don't put the whole Kevin Durant Nets era in context. We listen, we lost to a team that the Knicks won 1 series. Who did they beat? The Cleveland Cavaliers. Who did they have? Donovan Mitchell. Right. We won 1 playoff series with Kevin Durant. Who did we beat? The Boston Celtics. Who did they have? Jason Tatum. Who did we lose to? Listen, look at who we lost to and look at who the Knicks lost to. The Knicks lost to a team that won the East. Great job. We lost to a team that just so happened to win a championship. So it's not equality here, bro. Like, we already know.
Oh my God.
We already know where the Knicks are going, bro. We already know their final destination. It is doomed.
Like, if the Knicks get blocked, let's be fair.
Hold on. Leave. Were you on HD's live Monday night? I can't remember if you were there or not. Were you there?
Well, I didn't. I probably was. Maybe if it was on a Sunday, I definitely was.
No, Monday.
Monday. No, I don't think I was there. No.
Well, we came to agreement that Jason Tatum is no longer the number one fake Kobe. Devin
Right.
Booker is now the number one fake Kobe.
Listen, I think they both at like neck and neck in terms of fake
Right.
Kobe's, bro. Like in terms of what they've done and like what they've done when their teams have gone to the finals. Like we've seen Devin Booker put up back-to-back 40-point games in the finals.
We
When
have
Jason Tatum went up against the Golden Fake Warriors, bro, we seen him put up like garbage. Like
Right.
he's averaged what maybe close to 15 points off a loading 30% from the field. I think his 3-point percentage. The Dame does not pass the ball worth of shit. I'm watching this game, but the bottom line is I think Jason Tatum. He's easily pushed away from the basket, just like everybody else on that team. They get too trigger happy. Like they're not gonna beat teams with jump shooting, bro. Because the thing is, look, they bricking right now. So like JB just shot a brick from the corner, bro. Like a wedge the rim. Like they're not gonna win like this. They have to win by executing. I think Porzingis adds an element to this team that they didn't have before. Somebody that can get to the post and score on the post and score them on the inside. But at the same time, bro, he's gonna get pushed away from the basket as well. This team is just they always go back to bad habits with this team, bro. Bottom line, with all that being said, the Knicks can't beat them in a 7-game series. The Knicks can't beat
No one's denying
yeah, but okay, let me tell you who else the Knicks can't beat in a 7. The Knicks can't beat Milwaukee in a 7-game series. The Knicks can't beat Miami in a 7-game series, and they can't beat the Sixers in a 7-game series. So these are a lot of teams that the Knicks can't beat in a 7-game series.
Leaf. Do you want to make a $20 bet on that?
Oh Jesus!
A $20 bet that the Knicks could beat one of these teams.
Yes.
In the 7-game
series.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not at liberty of taking money from nobody online, bro. Like I'm just not, bro. Like one. First off, I respect the channel. Respect to the channel, by the way, man. Shout out to Jose, man. But I'm not at liberty of taking money from you, Jose, bro. I'm not gonna do that. So the thing is, all I will tell you is simply this. This is just not hate. The Knicks just don't have enough. What we're looking for the Knicks to do is to get lucky. That's what we're looking for. It's not enough luck that they can have. First off, in order for their luck to go right, there has to be less teams that can be playoff contenders. The 4 teams that I mentioned are legitimate playoff contenders. They're just not finals contenders. They're just not championship contenders. Milwaukee is the only team to prove that they can win it, bro. And look what it took for them to win. Look how many people had to get injured for them to win.
Yeah, I don't think this iteration of Milwaukee.
So the thing is, but like basically, Giannis is basically he's the only made man in the Eastern Conference right now. The Miami Heat is basically turning into the early '90s version of the Buffalo Bills.
Whoa!
That's what they're turning into. Bro, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts. Since they had Jimmy, let's look at the facts. Since they had hold on, Jose. Since they had Jimmy Butler, they've beaten Milwaukee twice. They've beaten Boston twice. They beaten Philly with Joel, and they beaten the Knicks just last year. So those are the top 4 teams outside of them in the East right now, and they could easily beat everybody else that doesn't even matter. So it's not really up to me. Miami knows how to beat everybody in the East. Boston got lucky one year because Jimmy Butler decided to take a 3 and missed it.
No,
that's what happened.
No.
Because because he turned back into Jamisha Butler.
Well, yeah, he did turn into Juwanna Man, but he turned into Juwanna Man he turned into Juwanna Man against the Nuggets.
Right. No. That one he turned into James Butler.
No, he turned into Juwanna Man. He turned into
Miguel
Nunez.
No, yes, against Denver. I'm talking about against Boston when they lost. He turned into James Butler. That was
James. I mean, no, I can't really say that because the thing is,
I said it.
I mean, well, we can say it, but we have to go back to truth. It was a lot of games that he had in that series to force a game 7 in the first place.
What did he do?
He did, and I can't say that he didn't. But game 7, he had that first half, and then he faded.
He did kind of fade. Max Strus was kind of digging him out of a hole in the fourth quarter. It was what it was, but I will say this. At the end of the day, Miami has proven time and time again that they can beat anybody there is to beat in the East. They have done. They've done it before with different teams. They done it in the bubble with Goran Dragic as their leading scorer. They done it. They did it last. They did it last year with Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, and they're gonna do the same thing this year with Jaquez and Highsmith. They're going to do the same thing this year. You know why? Because there's some dumbass coaches in the East. The best coach in the East right now, bro, like easily, is Eric Spoelstra.
Without a doubt.
And the system that they run, when you look at Bam, you look at Tyler, you look at Jimmy, who hasn't even been playing in this, and this team is still holding the flow. And you look at it, bro, these stars, those superstars in the East, Jimmy is not afraid of them. Jimmy is not afraid of Giannis. Jimmy is not afraid of Jason Tatum. Jimmy is damn sure ain't afraid of Joel Embiid because he played with them. So the thing is, bro, like, and I don't like to just blow Miami up, but the thing is, I see Miami doing the same thing the early 1990s Buffalo Bills did, going to the finals, and they can't beat a damn soul in the West. It's just that simple. This Boston team is going nowhere fast. Milwaukee team, the Milwaukee team, but Dame is going to shoot them out of a lot of games.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
I'm going to make one point. I'm going to say one thing. Then I'm going to let everyone else say one last thing. Then I'm going to end it. I do not trust the Miami. Because of Joanna, man, the fat chick, thriller, aka Val Adebayo, and the white boy that can't stay healthy, aka Tyler Hero. Everyone else gets to say one thing for 2 minutes, then I'm ending it. Lee, we'll start with you. Then we'll go to Arvin. Then we'll come to Luca. Then we'll end it with Scruggs. Please go ahead.
What I will say is this: there are outside of those teams, there are some other teams that can play the Knicks to a tie as well. Indiana is one of those teams. Orlando is one of those teams. So the Knicks have a chance to make it out of the East. It's really just a fairy tale. It's what it's always been. It's been a fairy tale. So the thing is, until the Knicks can prove that they can legitimately beat those teams other than Cleveland, without Mitchell Robinson, who they don't have for the rest of the season, even though they are undefeated with OG Anunoby by hook or crook, it is what it is. I understand they got one blowout win against the Sixers, and everybody's jumping for joy, and I understand why. But the reality of this team is that they're the Knicks. Garbage is awaiting to happen. Just got to wait on it. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I should say the NBA should just say the top 4 teams in the East, and that's the only teams that will make the playoffs. We won't have 8. We won't have like 5 through 8 because they all suck. Big congrats to Eric Spoelstra for signing not just one piece of paper, but 2 pieces of paper. One to finalize his divorce and the one to sign to get that big bag after he finalized his divorce. Bold take for the offseason. If the Miami Heat choke again, Joel Embiid will be down in South Beach with Jimmy Butler.
Nice.
I can see that.
Wow.
And Rachel Nichols will be hired as an assistant coach to help Jimmy Butler.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Not
God.
like that,
Oh,
dude.
God. All right.
Oh man! All right, this Lucas stepped away.
I think Luca stepped away. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Scrub.
go ahead.
Oh my goodness! Listen, all I know is that basketball come up and somehow Levi is way here. It's like, once you start talking basketball, where's Lee? Like, oh damn.
I was on another podcast. I don't know if y'all was talking about the playoff games coming up this weekend, but
Yeah, we had talked about the playoff games.
Yeah, we were.
I pretty much.
Who you got?
Yeah, go ahead. Who you got?
Leaf.
Oh, who I got?
Yeah.
I got us to beat the Cowboys no matter what. I don't care what happens.
I agree with you, Leaf. Packers are going to win. I don't trust fat fuck Whopper McCarthy.
yeah, listen, we don't trust him either. That's why we got rid of his ass. So
now, and you got another guy you don't trust, but we'll see.
Yeah, but we don't trust him less, man. So the thing is, like by hook or crook, we happen to get in the playoffs, and I think we got a chance to gain some momentum. But I have us to win. What's the other games? I'm trying to
Browns
think.
Chiefs Dolphins.
Chiefs Dolphins. Wow, damn. Wow. That's damn. I'm gonna have the Chiefs to win that. I think that might be a little bit. I think that might be a little bit closer than I think, but I have the Chiefs to win that.
I'm the only one that believes in
the Dolphins.
I have the who are the Browns? Who are the
Browns and Texans?
I got the Browns to beat them. I have I have who against the Bills?
The Steelers.
I got the Bills to win that. I got Buffalo to win that. I have who else?
The last two is on the Rams and the Lions.
Oh wow. Oh
yeah,
wow. That right there. That's gonna be a game.
That's gonna
damn.
Be, yeah.
Damn. I'm gunning for the Lions to win because I think this is Jared Goff's revenge. This is Jared Goff's revenge. But I think if the Lions have to play their game. I think Jared Goff could have a great game, but the Lions have to play their game in order. So I got the Lions in the shootout, 34-31.
Yeah, I got them
in the shootout. I got them in shootout. But
my favorite.
Who the Eagles play?
The Bucks on Monday night.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh man!
And by the way, Leaf, Hurts has not thrown a pass in practice at all this week. He came out and said that.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's his middle finger.
I have said, and I reiterate that this team has been reduced to the 2020 version of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. I don't know what happened after they went 10-1, but it happened. It was just doom.
The Jets happened. The Jets jinxed them.
I would want to say it was the Jets, but I think they took that loss long before they reached their 10th victory. Yeah. So I can't really say that. I mean, the reality is that they didn't address none of the issues that they had going on this season. The terrible secondary, which led to a even worse defense. The turnovers by Hurts, man, he just couldn't take care of the ball. The play calling was bad. Everything was just going downhill. And anytime that the Cowboys, anytime that you allow the Dallas Cowboys that much momentum and to win the division eventually, another NFC East crown came down to the last week of the season. Honestly, bro, I don't know how Philly wins this game. I really don't. I mean, I know I know it's against Baker Mayfield, and the HG is he is going to be pissed for this once I say this, but I don't know how the Philadelphia Eagles win this game. They are terrible. Like they are very, very bad. Very bad, man. So I got Tampa probably in maybe 17-13 or something like that.
HD's gonna kill us. You know that.
He'll
Right?
be-
HD is gonna be pissed. Oh, he gonna be pissed. He gonna be
Luca,
pissed.
All right, so Luca, go ahead.
Luca, you got 2 minutes.
You say you going with the Knicks.
I might take I might honestly take less, but final thoughts.
Yes.
Jets are a disaster. I have no hope for next season. So no one's surprised about that. I'm just keeping at it with baseball and the Knicks and the Rangers, so they keep playing well until I.
Fuck them.
I knew you were going to say that, Armand, but anyways, go Rangers, go Knicks. Thank you, Jose, for having me on the channel.
All right, I just got one thing to say. It's hard to say. Time to say goodbye. Goodbye. Not to Nickelback. And with that, we're out. Peace. I got it, Scrub. I'm in it. Love you guys. Hit like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit up the cash app. We're out. Peace.